Hey, this is Rockin' Papa Bear. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you tonight?
If anybody hasn't, or can't tell already, this is Drive-Thru Society.
Hello.
Oh.
Yay. Okay, what we're going to do, since we're at the beginning here, we're going to have everybody introduce themselves and tell me what you play in the band and what you do in the band or whatever.
Okay.
So start. Whoever wants to start. Go.
Well, I'm Meg, and I sing lead vocals.
My name's Greg. I play guitar.
I'm Kathy. I play violin.
And I'm Michael. I chug away on the guitar.
Awesome.
And our drummer can't make it tonight. He is working late. So our drummer is Miles, but he couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds awesome. And I got to tell you, Kathy, I wanted to tell you, I love a band. I grew up on a band that had a violinist. Can you guess what band I'm talking about?
Yellow Card?
No, that tells my age. But Kansas had a violinist
Of course,
in rock music. Yeah, he was the very first. He made it cool to have a violin in a rock band.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
My next guess was gonna be like Beethoven or Mozart, but
Or like Epica or something.
Yeah, Robbie Starnhart was his name. But so when I saw you, Meg, and you showed your band, and I just investigated you a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody, and I said, violinist, really?
He's the best.
I love that touch to it. It is it's just awesome.
It's really cool.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's kind of like our business card right now. We're being like, violin Christian metalcore.
Yeah, Christian violin metalcore is our
Right.
genre.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like metalcore for sure, and I've grown to learn a lot about it because I grew up in classic rock. Then I went into heavy metal like Striper, and then I kind of moved the next step on up and over the years and stuff like that. And then you guys came along, and I say you, but your generation, I should say.
Yeah.
And I was going, okay, I didn't know what to make of it at first.
Yeah.
But I started really being open-minded about the whole thing because normally I didn't go down that road. But the one who won me over was Zana.
Yeah.
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 Zana won me over, and I became a big-time fan of hers, and now we're friends, and so I know her. But she got me into it. And then my guitar teacher was her bestie, Becca Sugg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Becca is now my guitar teacher, and
Wow.
teaching me electric. And so all of a sudden I made friends with her, and so it just went on and on and on. And I started opened the whole world to what you guys are. Okay, so I really do love this stuff. And I went to Kingdom Come Festival, and I was just rocking out there and having a blast.
Such good guys up there. We haven't got to yet, but we love what they do.
Yeah, they got to get you out there one of these days.
We're trying.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Because it is such an awesome get together. When everybody comes together and you just are the best of friends. You walk around talking to everybody and hanging out. You just having a blast. I even brought my guitar when I was there. I was sitting there playing around with it. So
What kind of guitar do you have?
I have a few guitars. So I have an Ibanez Geo. I have a Kramer, and it's an X series of some sort, but it's kind of lime green.
Yeah.
If you look on my page, you'll see it because I've got it.
That's awesome.
Cool.
But and I've got a Martin acoustic and a Guild 12 string, and so
That's great.
I love playing.
Yeah.
I just sit and jam. Matter of fact, before it came on, I was jamming and playing over here. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
I love that.
Yeah, and hey, I wanted to tell you guys, I really am enjoying all your songs. They're really good. Meg, you got really good, strong vocals too. I just wanted to share that with you.
100%, yes.
Yes,
Thank
just
you.
great vocals. And now, Kathy, do you sing backup or any?
I have occasionally, like when we do an acoustic set here and there, yeah.
Okay.
Just a
Like
little, but Meg does in the studio all of the
yeah, I hear her mostly, but that's
yeah,
right.
and then on our most recent album, our producer Corey hopped on a couple songs too, so he's featured, which is really, really cool. He has an incredible tenor voice, so it was awesome to have him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the tenor range. I know what that is. No, my voice has changed though. I got to tell you, my range has gone down.
That's what happens, yeah.
And but it kind of helps me because I still can get into the higher range, but but now I'm getting into some low parts, and that really helps me a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you to go either way, high or low.
Yeah.
But no, hey, yeah, I just want to share that. Also, your songs, I wanted to ask you about them because, and I'll definitely be playing one of them on here, guys. But just share a story about, well, the three that I've been listening to the most are Knowing You, Memories that you shared with me, and of course, Enemy. But share with me about Knowing You, because I love the message in it. I saw the video.
Yeah. So I actually started writing it back in like 2018. So we had kind of stepped out of the music scene for a while. It was just Greg and I. We hadn't even met Michael and Kathy yet. And we were kind of in this season of like, okay, well, if we're not going to do music, then we're going to start trying to have a family, and we're going to start trying to go that route. And so we started trying, and after about like 2 years, I was just really frustrated because all my friends were pregnant, all my friends were having children, and we were like, what's wrong? Like, we don't understand. We had gone through some testing, and they were like, nothing's wrong with you guys. So we kind of were like, okay, we're just going to trust the Lord's timing. But the song was kind of written through that time of just like longing to be a mom and to become parents in a season that we thought was next for us, but kind of like not getting it at the time that we thought it was going to happen. And then through that time period, I had a lot of friends actually suffer miscarriages, and early term all the way to like late term, third trimester, stillbirth, and just watching how many women have gone through it and how it's still not a very talked about subject. It's still kind of taboo. People kind of expect you to move on pretty quickly when you've actually suffered like a loss. There's not like a lot of room for people to grieve, even if in the first trimester, you kind of have all these expectations and dreams and hopes of what life is going to look like in 9 months when the baby gets here, and then it's just gone. So that the song was kind of birthed from that era, and after 3 years, we actually did get pregnant, and but it took a long time, and I know that so many women can, and families too, guys kind of suffer in silence. They don't really talk about it. And so the song is just to know that like you're not alone going through this, and that God hasn't forgotten you, even in the midst of something that's really, really trying, and something you want so bad. So
yeah, you know what? I can kind of relate to that because having my two sons, boy, it took forever for us to have our first one. Okay, but we were having the same issues. There was taking a long time to get it, happening, and then finally when we stopped trying,
I know it's how it always works, right?
I said, "Oh, okay, here comes our boy."
It's almost like when you finally surrender and like hand it over to God completely, He's like, "All right, you're ready."
You're ready, right?
Again, and I mean, like, some people are still in it. I have friends from church that are, they've been trying for 7-8 years, and like the Lord still hasn't come through on their side, and so we just pray with expectation, and we trust that even if it doesn't happen, God is still good, and He's not withholding anything from them, and he's not withholding himself from people, even if they're doing exactly what they want,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I relate to that. That's so true. And anybody, hey, I want to invite Michael and Kathy to talk. Greg to to share your thoughts on things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with Know You, it's kind of one of those things too, where it's like once you have a kid, and you're really like, man, like this is such an amazing blessing. Like it makes you think on those moments even more, and so it's just, it's a really cool song to play live, because there's, it's a bit like Meg was saying, because it's kind of taboo and because there's, in our world, there's a lot, debate over, in life is life, and so to be able to sing about, how God, knits us together in our womb, in our mother's womb, and like that, there's this miracle that's happening, like you really want to experience that, and so it's just, yeah, it's been a really fun song, and I got to write a guitar solo for it, so yeah.
That's cool.
Classical rock stuff, and so to be able to, like, in the moment of, like, I like God, kind of bringing about this moment of peace, right, of getting to have, like, wherever you're at in that stage, it was kind of cool to be able to musically give kind of a visual with with what the lyrics, so, but yeah.
Well, I fully understand that because, like I said, when my first son was born, my oldest, I just remember looking just in awe. And
haven't even done anything yet.
Yeah, and what happened next was my mother came to me and she just was going to hug me just because I had the son, and I'm looking at him and looking at her, and I got tears coming. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It was a lot to take in, but it was like, wow. But it was beautiful. In that sense, it's beautiful. So children are a gift, a blessing. Yeah. And now my boys are taller than me. So it'll happen fast. Trust me. So yeah. Anyway, anybody, let's go on to the next song. Unless you guys have something to add to Knowing You, Michael and Kathy? No.
No, the only thing is that it's just called Know You.
Know You. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. But it's just like, and Meg just sings like, I just want the chance to know you, and just about like everything she's imagining. Every aspect of like this child's life that she's praying for and waiting for, like play dates that don't come to pass, and like tucking them in and saying it's going to be all right. And it's just a deep song of longing. It is fun to play for sure. But it's deeply emotional and so touching for sure.
Yeah, and I like it too because most songs, there are very common themes, and I think this is something that is not touched upon a lot. I think that makes it all the more powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And while we're on hey, I should ask this. How did you all come up with your name, Drive Thru Society? And what's the whole meaning behind all that?
Well, coming up with a band name is incredibly difficult. Michael and Kathy weren't here for that part. They just got absorbed into us. They owned it, and I love it. Well, we were trying a long time ago with a band name, and everything I would throw out, they're like, no, or they'd offer some silly lame name that I was like, no. I said no. So I was driving down, we live in North Texas area. And so I was driving down 35, which is one of our major freeways. And like, I just saw drive through everything, drive through pharmacy, drive through cleaners, drive through bank, drive through fast food. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why are we so obsessed with like the drive through? Like, we want everything when we want it. We, we can't wait for anything. We have one instant gratification. And I was like, we're just, our society is obsessed with it. And I was like, what about Drive Through Society? And they were like, yeah, we like it. So that's it. And we kind of joked that like eventually church was going to be drive through because it's too, encumbersome to go meet people and build relationships, go sit down, and we're just going to drive through church, like that was kind of our joke that we were going to get. So,
yeah, I get it. So you guys were absorbed. Okay. I can't. I got you.
That we joined their band because they're phenomenal musicians.
Yeah.
Like Kathy has her doctorate in viola performance, and Michael has his master's in viola performance, and are like, yeah, we play music.
Hey, cool. Well, be sure to tell Miles hi for me.
We will.
But yeah, no, go ahead. Did you?
No, I was just saying he wishes he could be here, but he had to work late.
Yeah. And the other thing, the other song was Memories. Now, Meg, I know you had a story about that. It was a relative, right?
My grandma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell us about that, and I'll tell you why. My father is right now in a rehab center. He's 87. Now he's got his faculties and everything, but he is at that part of his life where it's at, he's alone right now, and I would ask you to pray for him.
Yeah.
He came very close. He has cancer. Okay. And we thought we were going to lose him this last weekend. So, I'm telling you that he's at that place where he's very weak and he's very discouraged, needs some prayer that way. But the memories thing is what I'm saying is I'm relating to that aspect of it with you, but understanding how it is to be alone and scared about things, and you know what I mean. Even as believers, that happens. So,
yeah. And I wrote it very specifically to a story, but interesting as like Kathy and I and Michael have been working on like social media cuts, I almost be so relatable to anybody, not just like dementia, but someone who is old age, or someone who's in their, midlife who just doesn't have a lot of community and feels isolated. Like I almost feel like it's transcending more than what I expected to when I wrote the song.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically, I wrote it. So my grandpa passed away last September, and the 2 years prior to that, we really started noticing like mental decline. Like at first we thought maybe she's just, being forgetful, like it's with old age, but then we started noticing some telltale signs. Like she would call me multiple times, like, hey, when are y'all coming? Okay, let me write it down. Forget it, and then she'd call me back like an hour later. When are you guys coming again? Okay, let me go write it down. And like just having notes everywhere, like that's a really common thing. Because they don't want to forget, and so they write it down, but then they don't remember they wrote it down. And then a couple Christmas ago, she kind of had like I didn't know it at the time, but I knew something was wrong, like a paranoid delusion, and just kind of like was so scared we were there to hurt her that she remembered who we were, but she didn't like process that we were her family, that we loved her. She was just really, really paranoid and scared, and so we ended up coming home. I just remember on Christmas Day, like, because we were supposed to spend Christmas with her, but we ended up coming home because we stressed. We need to bring her back to like homeostasis, basically. And we're stressing her out by being there. And I just remember sitting at the kitchen table doing a puzzle with my mom and just like weeping, because I felt like I had lost my grandma and I couldn't help her. And that's where I wrote the chorus, just from her perspective of like how scared she must have felt to like be losing herself, how terrible to look at a puzzle or look at a picture and there's pieces missing. And so you don't get the full picture. I felt so helpless. And the way I process a lot of things is music. and so I wrote the chorus to it. And probably later, Michael sent me a guitar thing, and I pieced it together, and then it was on from there.
Wow.
Yeah. It was fun.
Good.
But I'm grateful that she's with Jesus now. So
Yeah, I mean, I have that hope for my father. He's a strong man of God.
but
Uh,
that's
but, yeah, but it's hard to see our loved ones when they're getting older, and you see it. And
yeah.
um,
Kathy had a grandparent have dementia as well, and so she kind of related a lot to the song. You can talk to that if you want to.
yeah,
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, for sure. Like my grandma also, our family, both sides of my dad's and my mom's side of the family are blessed with long life for most of them, and so she passed just a few months before she was 102. But
Wow.
yeah, but she lost her husband, my grandpa, like years before, and one of her children, my aunt, and she towards the end, like she was struggling with dementia, and she would just say to my mom, like, I just want to go home to be with my husband. I just want to see my husband again. And my mom would go to her home where she was and visit with her, and she would say to my mom, like, why am I here? Like, I just want to go home. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And it was so difficult on my mom and our family. And it helped us see a different part of our life's journey, because it always bothered me when people would say, like, they would have a loved one in hospice or the hospital, and they would say, like, I don't really want to go visit them because I know they wouldn't want me to see them that way. And I thought, I'm not sure that's true, because loneliness is such a deep emotion that we feel, and you need
Yeah.
to be there for them. Even if you can't make that decision for them, don't make a decision you think they think about you. You need to be there. And even in the hardest times of life, like, just your presence is so powerful. Even if they don't know your name, even if they can't recall events that are important in your life. Like, my grandma couldn't remember um, that my mom was married and had been married for 30 years, and she said, do the girls know who their father is? And that wrecked my mom. Of
Yeah.
course. But it was just being there for them in that time is so important. And it's not just older people. Like, my sister did some volunteering in college with the Alzheimer's Association in Colorado, where we're from. And there was a man there who was 55 and dying of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And it had set in his 40s. So
Wow.
it's a terrible, terrible disease, Alzheimer's and dementia, but, like, we need to be there for our family and go through it with them and see the beauty in end of life care, that God lets us go through this and find some meaning, that it's not just the good times of life, but that this is part of this journey that He's put us on the earth for, and that's beautiful, I think.
Yeah. One of the things I do is, you talk about that, but when I look back at my dad's younger pictures, when he was young and suave, and he looked like Elvis back in the 50s, and I'm like, oh man, Dad has an Elvis haircut there. But what you do is you realize, man, that they were young, they were vibrant, and knowing my dad the way I know it, boy, I was afraid of my father, growing up, because he was tall. He's like 6'3", and I'm a little 5'10". So, and he put the fear of God in me. He definitely had disciplined me when he needed to discipline me. So he was very, very much there in my life. I mean, in that sense, discipline, but love and stuff like that. So there are things that you remember about these people that you care about and love. And you also need to look at them not as just old people, but they're people that were once young people.
Yeah.
You know?
Some
And,
of God and still have value and purpose, even if they don't have any ability to give anything back to you or society. You know, I
yeah.
think sometimes we kind of just push older people to the side and we're like, oh, they're just sucking resources because they can't give anything back. And it's like, well, how long did they give? You know, and now it's our turn to repay and take care of them until God calls them home.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, God would have us to be there for him, you know.
Yeah.
to-
Yeah,
to-
and I remember there was a time like we had this was before my grandma started to kind of decline mentally a little bit more, but we were all having a family Christmas or get together, I forget what it was, and she brought her purse. She called it her handbag because she was of a certain era and age. And much like Meg's grandma, like she was always very put together, and like she always had her nails done. She always dyed her hair until her last day, and she always had her handbag with her. And we were going somewhere, and I asked my uncle, like, why does grandma need her purse? Like, she's not driving, she doesn't need her license for anything or anything like that. And he said, this is part of who she is. And you can't take away just because somebody doesn't need it. Like they're still a person, and she's always had that with her. That is something that goes with her everywhere. Just like I remember hearing a story of like soldiers coming back after like being overseas and they're in a wartime or serving, and then they come back, and when they don't have their rifle with them, they feel like something's wrong. And it was the same for her, not that dire, but that was part of who she was. And just because, and like kind of what Meg was saying, just because somebody isn't like contributing to society doesn't mean they're any less of a person, and doesn't mean they're any less important and worthy of our love and care and affection and God's love. Like we are worthy at every step of life, whether like in Know You, we're talking about unborn babies, or in Memories, talking about people who are suffering from memory loss. It's a beautiful thing, like no matter what part of life we're in. So yeah.
Somebody
Hello
like
again.
And you talk about soldiers. I'm a Marine veteran, so I fully understand the whole thing of when I got out. I missed carrying a rifle and backpack and everything else because that's all I ever did.
So you know exactly.
I carried things on my back all the time. We walked everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But
and thank you for your service. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I only got to see combat one time, and that's okay by me, but it was in Panama.
Oh, wow.
And, I was a mortarman, so that was my job.
Wow.
It was kind of surreal when you hear bombs being dropped from planes and things opening fire, and all you know is that you got to get cover from where you are. So
wow.
So that's just crazy. So, but I'm glad I'm here. So, my parents prayed for me. That's another thing good about your older parents. Trust me. What was interesting is that they were woken up at 1 a.m, unusual time for them to be woken up. And at 1 a.m. is when it started. And I was the one who picked up the receiver. We had these field phones, and I had an officer tell everybody to get up, lock and load. We're in a state of combat. I said, what? And he said, did you hear me? I said, yes, sir. And so I had to get everybody up, and we had to lock and load our weapons and our rifles and get going and move very quickly, very fast to get to a higher ground. The funny thing is, my parents they felt this thing in the spirit to pray for me at that time. So God put me on a high hill away from the real intense fighting. We were up on a hill. So I remembered something about that verse in Psalms that said, where my help comes from. Up on the hill, and it was in a jungle.
Yeah.
So, but it was very interesting, and so we watched it. We literally watched the bombs dropping and everything happening up on a hill. We could see it from this observatory place that we were looking, and it was surreal. And so, but God
Very
was
long
good.
night.
Parents are good, and grandparents are good when they pray for us. See
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I'm sure
it's a
that was
good.
a very long night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't sleep. Trust me.
Oh,
No, I did not sleep for. I didn't sleep for 3 days.
Wow.
wow.
It was just we every noise we heard, we were constantly,
Yeah.
you were just jumpy. You're just like, who is that out there? Yeah, because we were in the jungle. Even though we were up on a hill, we were in the jungle, and of course, the noises we were hearing were monkeys, and yeah, we had monkeys out there, and they told us they'd steal our backpacks and so, so it was very interesting. We had to worry about monkeys and animals more than we had to worry about the enemy. So,
Wow.
Wow, that's
it was crazy. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I was trying to make the point that parents are great, for praying for us, and grandparents too, and
Yes.
so just remember that, because their prayers go a long way, man. It's just awesome, and I felt protected. I don't know how to explain it, but I did. I felt pretty good, even though I was jumpy. I still felt I was okay. Everything would be fine. So God blesses us that way. Now, speaking of, we're talking combat stuff. Enemy.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, perfect segue here. I really did like this song. First of all, it rocks. Okay, and that's
Thank
why I
you.
like it. But it is so current. It deals with the current issues of today,
Mhm.
and just today, this last
Yeah.
weekend,
Yes.
violence and anti-Semitism, just people killing one another. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just you got to look at it and see how much the peak. It's gone high on everything. I'm just like, oh my goodness, and hatred spewed out on social media. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Look
Really
at it.
see each other as like image bearers
Yeah.
of God, and we really see each other as the enemy. And I mean, honestly, we wrote this song in 2020, which
Mhm.
it took a long time for us to release it, but in 2020, everything kind of like I felt like floated to the surface. Like it kind of been bubbling, and then just like it just exploded. And everybody was angry at everybody else. You had different sides, different opposing views. And I was
Mhm.
like, Ephesians says that our war is not not with flesh and blood, but against principalities and against Satan. And he's the one that's trying to divide us and separate us. Like we have got, especially Christians, to keep our focus on who the real enemy is. Like
Mhm.
disagree politically, and disagree even like in certain theology. Like that is not the issue here. The issue is that Satan has come to divide us, and he wants nothing more than us to hate each other. And so I feel like even though it has a very heavy political tone, it was very much like we are not the enemy. Like I have so many friends that are on the other side of the aisle politically from me, and we get along fine because
Mhm.
that we're still brothers and sisters in Christ. Our main goal is the advancement of the gospel for the kingdom. Like that trumps everything politically in my mind. It doesn't matter when people are dying and getting separated from Christ for eternity. That when you keep that in your perspective, like it makes the fight different. The fight is not in the political sphere. Yes, I think those things are important. Don't get me wrong, but our main goal is the advancement of the gospel. And so we wrote sorry, we wrote this song because it was like we've got to wake up. Like you've got to see that he's literally crouching at the door, waiting to devour us to where there's nothing left if we don't like unify around truth of Christ. You know? So that was. I get really excited about this song.
Oh, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to play that for our audience
Great.
so that you can hear it. Okay, here we go. There it is. Awesome. Yeah, I love that. That is that truly rocks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's but it great message from it for sure. You know what we were talking about, absolutely. Now, I should ask this: were you out in Texas?
The DFW area.
Yeah, like North Texas area.
Dallas Fort Worth. Okay, I've been through there through the airport. We actually, my wife and I are from Albuquerque, not Albuquerque. I'm sorry, Farmington, New Mexico. We went through Albuquerque, but yeah, my wife's Navajo, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, so she's from the Southwest. She was born in Window Rock, Arizona, and so I met her online. We just. And part of it was due to the fact that I play Native American flute too. By the way.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah, I enjoy that. It just calms you. Talk about something that calms you. It's a beautiful instrument, and yeah. So I love Native American things, and of course, somehow that's how we got kind of connected that way. So then, next thing I know, I went out there. I fell in love with out there. Matter of fact, when we lived out there, we had the Rocky Mountains in our backyard. So we were part of the Four Corners, if you've heard of the Four Corners.
Right? Where are you located now?
We live in Virginia now.
Okay.
Virginia. Sorry. We're down in the South where they talk y'all like that.
Oh, yeah.
We know all about that.
Yeah.
Kathy makes fun of us because she's from Colorado.
Yeah. Well,
I
love Colorado.
Yeah. Kathy has to do to become an official Texan.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of the bucket list Texas things yet.
One of them was that she had never shot fireworks off.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years ago, when we were in San Antonio for New Year's Eve, we were about to record more music with our producer down there. We went to the fireworks store and just got a bunch of fireworks, and we were at Airbnb just in the street, and Kathy was like, "This is so fun."
I have photo footage of this, but I can't find it.
We had a great time. So
yeah, it really was fun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Through the mud. That's a Texas thing.
Yeah. No.
I've yet to hear her say y'all, though.
I've not said y'all.
Y'all. Or what did they say?
It doesn't sit right with my Yankee spirit.
I need you to convert.
You all, right? Yeah.
No.
Y'all. Yeah, the funny thing is in Texas, I had a friend from Texas, okay, and he's from the Houston area, but
now you have 4 friends in Texas.
You have 4 more Texas friends.
Yeah, 4 Texas friends, and he used to say, and I picked it up from him, I'm a fixin' to.
Yeah.
I just heard, like our pastor at First Denton would say that fixin' to, and he would also say right quick. So
right,
let's go to Ephesians 4 right quick. And the first time he said that, I was like, I really am in the South. Oh my goodness. Like this is different. And then just this past week, twice in 1 week, I heard Mike could.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this is.
And I guess we put emphasis on the front ends of words.
Yeah.
Because Greg and we said display, and then Kathy just made fun of us.
And I'm like, that's not right. It's display. Or like, it's not police. It's not Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving.
Police. What's that, Greg? Say that again?
Huh?
Mashed taters.
Mashed taters.
Mashed taters?
Yeah.
That's not as bad as when I drove my wife crazy because I'd say hot dog.
Hot
dog. I want a hot dog.
That's real country. That's country.
Yeah, I said, but I didn't notice I was saying it. I was just saying, I'll have a hot dog. And I started going, oh yeah, hot dog. But
Kathy bananas when we're in the van on the way to a show or whatever, and we just start talking, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, people, that's not."
Yeah.
Kathy really bad.
Yeah. And a funny thing is, my friend David Harper, he's from a show called The Waltons on TV. He's a good friend of mine. He played Jim Bob.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he played Jim Bob Walton, and he's my best buddy. But he actually he has a fun with the South part because they were playing Southerners, if you remember, on the Waltons, the show. And it's old, but he goes, he said that it drives him crazy because some of the Southern terms. Oh, he said sweetheart. You know when they call you sweetheart, he says sometimes that's sarcastic, and then they really are trying to insult you. I said, yeah, it depends. Sometimes they're sweet with it. Other times, sweetheart, you're not understanding what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I just, or honey. I hear that a lot. Honey.
We're not that bad, Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like there are moments that will come out, and like when Michael and I got engaged, he's from Oklahoma, and so they still have quite what a northerner like me would call a southern accent, and
I have a good story after this.
we had just gotten engaged, and his mom called him, and he put her on speakerphone, and the first thing right out the gate, she said like, "Well, hi, boy, how y'all doing?
How you doing, Mom?"
And I was like, what kind of family am I married into? And it wasn't even it's just a completely different culture down here. And usually I'll call my mom and I'll get right to the point. Hey, Mom, hey, I have something. It took them minutes.
Yeah, you got a cadence.
To get to the point, and just all these niceties.
And you got to wrap it up and everything.
Oh, it takes forever to wrap it up. And I was just sitting there like, have I made the wrong choice? Oh, no, what am I doing?
She made the perfect choice.
She did.
We've been married 8 years. 8 years.
Oh, awesome.
Perfect choice.
Guess what? Well, my wife and I are just over that, but we're pretty close.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Megan and Greg put us all to shame. They've been married for a long
14.
Oh, yeah.
But we were really young when we got married. We were 21. So I guess that tells you how old we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all right. You all are youngins. Youngins.
Oh.
They say that in the South, y'all are youngins. So, because this man right here is 60. So.
Oh, yeah.
That puts me like in, let's put it this way. I told you I like Striper. That should tell you exactly where I'm from because
Greg loves Striper.
You have another fan right there.
Yeah.
I actually saw Striper though in 1983.
Wow.
In concert, and they had the spandex, the black and yellow spandex. Okay, and I was up front in the front row, rocking my brains out. And I said,
if you want to buy some Striper merch, Mardell's actually sells lots of Striper things.
Okay.
Yes, we went there the other day, and they have like guitar straps, they have coasters, they have like picks, they have like, it was wild.
I got all that stuff. You know why? Because I interviewed Michael Sweet on my show.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And I actually met Striper because I got VIP tickets. So I met every last one of them. I got drumsticks signed by Robert Sweet. So I got my album signed by them.
That's
so
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was happy, and they gave me picks, and they gave me everything. So, that was cool. Yeah, it was great to meet them finally because I didn't meet them until they were old. But those guys are about my age. Okay, we're in the 60s here, but Michael still could rock, man. Yeah, it was amazing listening to his vocals.
Yeah.
But we need to pray for him. He has some kind of cancer related to his throat. Yeah. So I've thought about that, and I said, "Oh yeah, I need to pray for him." But no, you guys are. I just love your stuff, man. It's awesome. We got somebody who's watching. Anybody make any comments? I don't know if I saw any. Nope, not yet. That's probably a good thing. No, I don't know. Where? Oh, I got to get my media back here. No, not that. There it goes. But yeah, no, it's been great talking to you guys. I just wanted to get you on. Do you guys? What I need you to tell our audience is, how do they get your music? You know, where is it at? Do you actually have EPs or CDs or anything?
Yeah, so we're on all streaming platforms. So Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. YouTube's where like our music videos and visualizers and stuff are.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but we're on pretty much any streaming platform.
Right.
Our social medias are, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're not really on X. We don't really hang out there. But on the others, we are. And
we have a website.
We do have a website.
DarkSocietyBand.com.
And
Okay.
we do have physical EPs from a long time ago. We are going to print physical CDs album next year, but we don't have them yet. Right now, everything's only digital. But when we release the full album, then we will be printing full copies of that.
Okay.
And speaking of merch, we have cool merch too. And Michael wrote some guitar tabs for Enemy that's on our website. And
Okay.
we have a lot of really cool shirts that are new. We have a specific Enemy shirt that we got designed, and we have different colors of stuff too. We have stickers. We have picks that also Michael designed too. So especially for the guitar bros, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of guitar specific stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We have an EP, of our we have the Soteria EP on our website that we can ship to you and we can get it signed too. We just sent one out last week. But we're really excited to drop our upcoming album Thresholds, like Mike said, next year. So we have 3 singles out, and we're gonna keep bringing new music from that.
Oh, cool. Cool. Well, definitely keeping me in mind. You guys have my email.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just send me stuff that I can a link where I can order it from. Okay, and I'll definitely order because
if you send me an email, I'll send you the tabs.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, you have my email, right, Meg?
Yeah, it's on our band email.
Okay, just we'll work it out that way. But yeah, because I definitely want it. There's a lot of things happening this next year coming up. Boy, I'll tell you, some bands I've been keeping in contact with, they're going to be releasing all this new stuff in 2026. Yeah, I've just noticed that in the music world, it is so many of you. So it's just like, wow. I mean, do you guys ever, feel like, wow, how do we, get how do you get your promotion and trying to get out there, you know what I'm saying? And raise that support,
But we also, that's kind of why we've zeroed in on Christian violin metalcore, because you have to make your spot in the music world.
Right.
Especially with AI coming out and taking a lot of spots from artists like us. We want to be sure that we have a particular special niche in our world. And I mean, I feel I don't know about you guys, but I've heard a lot that with lately with people being able to get music out there cheaper and better than ever before. You don't have to have a record deal. You don't have to have $50,000 to go to a recording studio. We can put it out there, and anybody can do that who has GarageBand even and an internet connection, which is amazing. That's incredible. But I've heard it said that the music world is oversaturated. I think I kind of disagree, because who listens to just one or two bands? You listen to a ton of different stuff, different styles,
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of a very cool thing that we can write this music and get it out there and make our own little niche that we like. I kind of like to look at it at that. Like, there's never been a better time to release music, and it's really fun to do that, and I love it, obviously.
Yeah. Because I would tell you that Kingdom Come Festival had so many different types. Even though they had some real hardcore stuff, they had so many different types of bands, and you can kind of you decide, I like that one and I like this one. You know, you take a little of. I like all the different styles. Honestly, I'm actually open to a lot of things when I get there, and I'm like, wow, this is something new I haven't heard before. So let me try and listen to this. And but I was there I really was there for Disciple and for Protest. You know, and
Kathy and I definitely have put, and Michael too, a lot of time figuring out how to market ourselves in this atmosphere. Because it was different, you know, when we were kind of playing regionally 10 years ago. It's totally different. So when we kind of stepped back into the scene, we were like, okay, we gotta figure this out. Like, I never talk. I was like, I don't care. But now I was like, I gotta get on there. And it's been a huge source of getting our music out there.
yes.
And so just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Kathy's done a lot of the legwork in that realm on the social media front. And I've kind of,
and Meg has too. Don't let her tell you anything different. Like,
well, I've consulted with people. I've watched tons of videos about people who talk about how to market your music, because I'm like, well, we released songs before and they just sat there. It's like, if you don't do the legwork behind the scenes to get your music in front of people, like, no one's gonna see it. So like, taking that portion more seriously this time around, I think has helped us a lot. We're constantly learning, so we're always trying to figure out how to market better and people. So.
And it's a wonderful way to, like, especially as Meg and I have gotten more into TikTok, and since we created that account this last summer, it's a great way to build our community and meet people and DM with them and find out more about people's lives and what they're going through, and pray for people and find friends. And so it's not like the big bad social media monster. We've actually, like, come to enjoy it, and it's a great way to connect with people, and it's really fun.
Yeah, I think that's great. Because like I said, one of the things I've done with social media is this podcasting thing that I do. I'm finding out I have one band that I find, and then they connect me to this band, and then all of a sudden they know these bands, and then I've come I've had numerous bands on here now, and they've all become friends. I've gotten to know them. You know, like when I go to Kingdom Come Festival, I know literally almost every band there. They're friends of mine. So it's amazing. But that's the great thing about it. You guys just keep that going. I mean, there is. I'm a musician myself. I sing. I play guitar, and now do I sing rock? Not necessarily, but the point is that I do love and enjoy music, and so when I find other musicians to hang with and hear what they do, I get excited about that. I mean, like I told you, Kathy, I like your violin playing in rock music and hardcore type stuff. It just is amazing. Okay, it's different. It's different too for what style of music you guys are doing. You're right, and I think it'll take you far, because a lot of people didn't count Kansas as a great band. Okay, they had a violinist, and they had, you know, numerous musicians. They had like several guys, you know, playing all different guitars, keyboards, all this other stuff, and they didn't think that they'd make it. And boom, those guys, of course, wrote "Dust in the Wind," "Carry On My Wayward Son," or "Carry On Wayward Son," and so all of a sudden they hit the top. Okay, so it can happen. So you know, I just say keep it going, man. And I would love to, you know, I'll even put a vote for you guys to come into Kingdom Come Festival.
Yeah, Please let them know we want to come.
Yeah, I mean, I know people in Kingdom Come Festival and some of the people that are running that, you know, I've gotten to know them. So I'm just going to say, hey, why don't you have these people, man? Come on, come on.
Please, love that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I should say also, like, it's not just violin and like Meg's amazing vocals too. Like, we
I
have
love
two
yeah.
incredible guitar players, and
Yeah,
Miles is an
great guitar
amazing
players.
drummer. Yes, so like if
We're just
there is somebody for there's an instrument for everybody. Like, it's Michael and Greg are truly like amazing guitarists, and
Yeah.
Miles is an amazing drummer. So like there are nobody in our band is a
Mhm.
slouch, like not even close.
Yeah, we all kind of have our roles, which is fun too.
Yeah.
You know, like we're all really good at stuff. Like, yeah,
Sure.
it's been we've made a great team.
There's nobody where we're like, oh man, I wish they would just like kind of like leave. No, can we get somebody else? No, like everybody in this band is like super important to the style and the feel and like the family that we've created as a band. Like, this is
Yeah.
an amazing lineup.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think one of the things that really drew me to you guys, though, is your tightness. What I mean is everybody's right. You know, I don't hear anybody off. You guys are right with each other as far as musically, in instruments, the vocals, everything. Everything's right where it needs to be. Because believe me, I've heard, and I am picky. Okay, I've heard some bands, and I went,
Oh, sure. Yeah, well,
no. You know, I mean, because I don't know what even the way that they recorded or something, but something's not hitting all the cylinders. But you guys are at a professional level. You guys are definitely, you know, very tight. You know,
Thank you.
that's what I like to hear, and that's why I said that's what perks my ear, is I go, ooh, these guys are tight, because I listen. Of course, we listen to tight bands like, you know, Stryper and people like these other bands, Zana. I've been listening to her. She's got, you know, guys from Disciple helping her with her albums and stuff like that, you know, and you can tell, of course. But I think the reason that these kind of guys came and helped her is because she was so good and she is so tight with her music. And that's what you guys are. So that's what I'm saying that's what I listen for in bands. And you guys are tight. And
Thank you.
right on.
Yeah, we actually have the same producer, Corey. Zana is the one who referred to him.
Yeah.
I toured with her.
Yeah, he toured with her a few summers ago.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun.
And so got us connected with Corey, and then Corey helped her write, you know, her new song, Defiler, under Brian Washington. So yeah, like, it's kind of cool how we're all connected in that space. So it's cool to see her success, because I know a lot of where she came from. Watching her overcome so many obstacles, like I definitely her song came out and I was like, I'm just so proud of you. You know, like you just deserve all the success that the Lord's gonna bring you through this, you know. So she's awesome. So I'm really glad that you've connected with her as well.
Yeah, and she's so little.
Yeah.
I kid. I mean, you know, but she's this small, petite, young, but her
a
vocals
firebrand.
Monster. Yeah. Her vocals are monsters. I'm just like, gosh, and she's really good. I mean, as far as even when she isn't doing, you know, the growling and or any of that, the screams, when she does her vocals, she sounds very good too. You know. Yeah, I mean, she's right on there, and she gives voice lessons. I know that. So, but yeah, but you guys are you're right there with her. I know that. You're right at that same level, and I'm saying I think you guys have got you got a good future for, you know, people listening to you and stuff like that. I'll definitely get you out there. One of the things I do in this show is I promote whatever band I've had on here. Yeah, I just put you up as much as I possibly can to say, hey, this is what they're doing. Check them out. Okay. So, if I really like your music, I'm definitely going to promote it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys are great. It's great to have you on. I appreciate you wanting to come on to this podcast. Oh, by the way, do you like my Christmas shirt?
Yeah, I was about to say, for someone who has a Grinch shirt on, you're a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the mean one on my hat. But I'm only mean. No, I'm not mean usually. I'm a pretty nice guy. But this fools people, doesn't it, though? They think I'm mean and they won't talk to me. He must be a Grinch. I like the Grinch. I just, it's a lot of fun.
You're the Grinch after he gets the 3 times the heart. So.
That's right.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. He's awesome.
There you go.
He carved the roast beast.
Yeah.
But but there is a good story to be told in that, though, and here it is to me. Okay, then why the Grinch drew me in. And Dr. Seuss had a lot of things that had some kind of moral message to it. I don't know if you ever noticed.
Yeah, they're all political.
Yeah. But the whole point of that was that he thought Christmas was the gifts. If he took that away, if he took their fun away, that they'd be depressed and they would shut up and finally be quiet. And that wasn't it. It was something more.
Yeah.
Christmas is a little bit more,
Yeah.
Yeah. And for us as believers, it's you almost could feel that way about that. It's Christ. He is the center of our season, not gifts, not all the other stuff. It didn't come in boxes and bags and as he says in all the little bit, but it comes in what we know about the story of Jesus Christ. And speaking of that, I wanted to open it up to you all to, whoever wants to volunteer to do this, I'll leave it up to you. But if somebody could close us in prayer, I'd appreciate that.
I'll do it.
Okay. Thanks.
Great. Thank you so much for this time. We thank you for Popular Podcasts for having us on. And we just pray that this podcast and our music would be a service to you, Lord, and that we would glorify you with everything that we do. And we just pray that as the new songs come out and the new year comes around, Lord, that we focus on you and that we would see what you have done for us, and that we would look to you in every direction and decision, and that you would open the hearts for those that are listening, and that they would get to learn you and learn more about you. And we just pray as we get ready to release our album that you be glorified through all of it, that you would get the glory and the honor. And we just thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, I really thank you folks for coming on. Oh, now I need my glasses again. Oh,
Thank you.
This is called getting old and dropping things. Oh, boy. At least I can laugh about it.
Yeah.
Most people be like, what's your problem?
I still drop things. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, and I'm starting to get arthritis, but I know that it doesn't slow me down, because I'm telling you, when I was at Kingdom Come Festival, anybody tell you I was jumping around like everybody else.
Yeah.
Just take some fine.
I'm all about getting going, but and staying young at heart. That's what we need to do, right?
There you go.
Yeah. So always do that. Stay young at heart. You can age everywhere else, but but God bless you all. And to everybody else in the audience, wave, everybody wave goodbye.
Bye.